Okay, team, so let's get good to go. Make sure you got some space, make sure you got some water handy. We're on Wednesday morning, so that means it is base power. So that is focusing on the core. So the core is where your power comes from, and we are focusing on running specific core exercises this morning. We've got a quick 4-minute warm up, and then we're going straight into the workout. So let's get warmed up. We're going in 5 seconds. We're going to start with some prisoner knee drive. So we're going to bring the feet wide, bring the fingertips up here, drive knee to elbow. So knee to elbow, prisoner knee drive. Okay, so driving that knee up and it comes across the body. So we've just got these 4 exercises to do in the warm up. So the idea here is that we're engaging and waking up those core muscles. So as you bring the knee up, imagine that power coming from that midsection, driving the knee up towards the opposite elbow. Getting that little bit of rotation as you draw that knee up. We've got some glute squats next. So bring the feet out a little bit wider than usual. We're going to go down into the squat and bring it up high. Down to the squat, straighten the legs at the top. And I want you to get that squeeze in the glutes at the top of this movement. So as you come up, feel that squeeze in the glutes. Okay, so we're in each of these for 30 seconds. So 4 exercises, 30 seconds on each one. So really standing up tall at the top of the movement. Bring the feet a little bit wider, stretch one arm forwards, one arm back. Bring it through, other arm forwards, other arm back. All right, so those are the 2 positions, alternating. So you're doing that rotation, so this is mobilizing through the spine, pushing one arm forwards, and one arm back. Keep that going. So just getting loosened up. The workout this morning then, base power. We've got 6 key exercises to try and master this morning. Bring the feet together, stretch up high, and then circle around, drop the chin to the chest, roll it down so the fingertips go down towards the floor, and then roll it back up, stretching up high. And again, circle around, chin to chest, roll it down towards the floor. Bring it back up. Stretch up high. Once more, circle it round. Drop it down towards the floor. Roll it back up. Stretch high. Right, same 4 exercises again. Feet wide, fingertips up here, prisoner knee drive. Right then, team, looking lively. Second workout of the week. So these are high intensity sessions, so that focus should be there. The focus this time on those abs, on those core muscles. So it's going to be movements focusing on those tummy muscles. It's going to be movements focusing on the glutes and the lower back. We're going into that glute squat here. So we touch down, bring it up high. Okay, so the trick here is to engage those glutes whilst keeping the abs strong. Get that maximum squeeze in those glutes. All right, 10 seconds left. Got rotations and that roll down to finish the warm up. So feet are going a little bit wider, one forwards, one back. Alternate. Okay, feet nice and wide. Okay, so you're rotating through the torso, aren't you? I can see some nice wide rotations on the screen there. Good. Mobilizing through the spine. 10 seconds left here. And then you're doing that roll down after this. Okay, feet together. Let's see if we can use our breathing. You're going to inhale up. Exhale down. Chin to chest, drop it all the way down to the floor. Inhale all the way up. And exhale down. So in your own time, use your breathing to time that movement. Inhaling on the way up. And exhaling on the way down. Last few seconds. And there's time. Okay. So let's go into this workout then, team. This is our base power workout. I've got 6 key exercises to try and go through. Now, if you go through all of these exercises and you can do them all easily, that's fine. Good for you. But if you're like me and some of these movements are tricky, that's an indication that there's a weakness there or that there's scope to improve. So if there are tricky movements in this, that is your sign that you've got room to work. And over the course of these next 5 weeks, you should see progress in those exercises. So we're going to go down onto the floor. I'm just going to angle the camera down a little bit. So we're down on the mat. So get yourselves comfortable for our first exercise. Okay. Right, we're going to start out then, lying on your back down here on the floor. Okay, so get yourself comfy, lying on your back, feet flat on the floor. Okay, so we're going to try and engage those core muscles. So gently pulling the tummy in towards the spine. What we're going to do to begin with is peel the head and shoulders up off the floor, lift the arms up off the floor as well, and just feel that tension in those abs. Okay, so head and shoulders are peeled off the floor, arms are off the floor, tummy pulled in towards the spine. Okay, now try and bring that focus into the core. So try and relax the legs, try and relax the shoulders, relax the neck. So you lengthen through the back of the neck. Now, if you find that pulling on the back of the neck, you could bring the fingertips up here to support the weight of the head. From there, lift both feet off the floor and hold this position. Head and shoulders up high, pull the tummy in towards the spine. So the hardest version of this first exercise is from this position, double leg extension up towards the ceiling. Bring it back to 90 degrees. Double leg extension, back to 90. Head and shoulders are high, plenty of tension in those core muscles. You'll get an active stretch down the back of the legs. Now, this is the hardest version of this exercise. This is testing your hamstring flexibility. It's testing your core stability to maintain this position. But I think this is a key exercise. If you're struggling with getting the legs straight, if there's restriction in those hamstrings, that's a sign for you that hamstring flexibility is perhaps something that you need to work on during these 5 weeks. Head and shoulders are still high. Feel that tension in the tummy. 2 more. There's 1. There's 2. And then place the feet back down. Relax the head and shoulders back onto the floor. Right, so that was the hardest version. So some slightly easier options then. So if you found that difficult, you could do the same thing with the head and shoulders on the floor. So this time, keep the head and shoulders on the floor. Both knees come back up. Okay, bring that tension back into the abs. So pull the tummy in towards the spine. Be aware of how much curvature there is in that lower back. So your spine should be in neutral. That shouldn't change. Leg extensions to the ceiling. So you've now got the head and shoulders on the floor. Full extension of the legs if you can. Now, if you can't get the legs to the vertical, you could kick them slightly away. So you can still straighten out the legs, but now you're kicking them out at an angle. 3, 2, and 1. Place the feet back down on the floor. Right, now, other option is head and shoulders up high again. You can support the weight of the head if you want. So feel that tension going back into those abs. Now, 1 leg at a time. The knee comes up, leg extensions up high. So we've now got a single leg extension with the head and shoulders off the floor. Right, so placing 1 foot on the floor, that gives me a little bit more support. Head and shoulders are high, aren't they? 3, 2, 1. Change legs, keep the head and shoulders up. Other knee comes up and extend. Right, as we're doing these last reps here, I want you to choose a version of this which is right for you, which is challenging enough but manageable. So you might find that the head and shoulders are best off on the floor. You might find that you can do that first version, that hardest version, or you might find that single leg version of it is best for you. Right, place the feet back down, and then we're going to go together. We're going to do a set of 20. So you choose your version. So set this up. I'm going to lift the head and shoulders up high. Arms are off the floor. Knees come up. That's my start position. Okay, get ready to go. We're doing a set of 20. 3, 2, 1, kick out. So if you're doing a single leg version, I'll tell you when we get to 10 and you can switch legs. So head and shoulders are high. If you've lifted them up, that's 5. Full extension of those legs. Feel that stretch in the back of the legs. Right, that's 10. 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, and 20. Lower the feet back down, relax the head and shoulders. Right, so you should have felt that in those tummy muscles, those anterior core muscles. Feet are flat on the floor. Let's go into posterior muscles. We'll go into a hip lift. So from there, push the hips up high. Breathe. Right, so this is one of the exercises that I really struggle with. I find it an awkward exercise to do. I can feel the tightness in my hip flexors and I can feel it down the length of the quads. Okay, so I'm trying to bring that tightness, bring that work into the glutes, whilst at the same time, keeping the abs engaged. Okay, right, lower this back down to the floor. Okay, we're going to do that again, but before we go, pull the tummy in towards the spine so you engage those core muscles. Now visualize the glutes doing all the work. So push the hips up, get that squeeze in the glutes whilst keeping the abs tight. Hold it there up high. Feel that stretch across the front of the hips. So those hip flexor muscles. Try and release that tension. Okay, I'm gonna go halfway down and then all the way back up. So it's halfway down, all the way back up, emphasizing that squeeze in the glutes. So the hamstrings and the glutes are working here. I'm gonna take us up to 10. That's 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Lower it back down. Okay, now we did 20 of that last exercise, didn't we? I don't like this one, so I would be tempted to, nah, 10's enough. But we'll do another set of 10. So place the feet back down on the floor. Engage the core. 3, 2, 1. Push it up high, hold it up high. A little bit higher if you can. Feel that extra squeeze in the glutes. So we're going halfway down, all the way back up. We're doing a set of 10. 2, 3, 4, 5. So again, if you've got tightness in those hip flexors, if you've got restriction around that hip, this is a good one for lengthening. It's an active stretch. I think that was 9. That was 10. Lower it back down, kick it out. Oh, all right, feet back on the floor. So from the front to the back and back to the front again, we're going into a version of a crunch. So this is a worker, this is a burner for those abs. We're going to keep the feet flat on the floor. Bring the fingertips to the back of the head. Okay, tuck the chin in towards the chest, pull the tummy in tight, reach out and over the opposite knee. So it's a twist crunch. We lower back down towards the floor, but then lift right back up onto the other side. Okay, so it's an alternating movement, like so. So this is a good one because it gets you to work across that body. So you're reaching out towards the opposite knee. Other elbow travels back. Can you see how that elbow stays wide? Bang, right there. So this is a worker. You should feel that working right into those core muscles straight away. Keep this movement going. I want you to bring that burn into those abs. So you have no doubt where those abdominal muscles are. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Bring it back down. Okay, we're going to go again. We'll do another set of 10. So pull the tummy in towards the spine. Bring the fingertips up to the side of the head. Get ready to go. 3, 2, 1. Lift out over towards the other side. So reaching out towards the other knee. That's it. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Lower down. Okay, so team. We're going to stay in this position. We've got one more exercise in this position. It's a really good running exercise. So you've identified where those abs are. You've definitely warmed them up. Okay, so we're going to bring those knees back up here. So knees up to 90 degrees. From there, if you can, lengthen to the vertical. Keep the tummy pulled in towards the spine, so the spine stays in neutral. Arms up to the vertical. Right, so if you've done these classes before, you probably know what's coming up next. This is one of the most effective running exercises. We've got dying bugs. So the idea is that the spine stays in neutral. You control one leg and the opposite arm as you lower them down towards the floor. The other leg and the other arm stay vertical. Bring it back up. Other side. and back up. So this is dying bugs. So it's going to be an exercise that's familiar to most of you. As you do this, you can either concentrate on the moving arm and the moving leg, or you can concentrate on the stationary arm and the stationary leg. One more each side. And then relax it down. Okay, take a minute there. So your options on that one, that's the hardest version. Your options there are to do this one with bent knee. So we go from here and we kick out, bring it back to 90 degrees. So if you're struggling to get those legs straight, if that's taken away from the exercise, you can do this with that bent knee. Okay, but if you do this with the bent knee or the straight legs, the idea is really the same. You keep the spine in neutral. You control one side as the other side moves. The hips don't move at all. The shoulders don't move. The alignment of the spine doesn't change. So this is about control. Right, let's get set up. We're going to go for a set of 10. So either with the bent knee or the straight legs. Set yourself up, tummy pulled in towards the spine. There. Before you start moving, just be aware of that alignment of the spine. Aware of how the hips are not going to move. That lower back is not going to lift up. Okay, get ready. 3, 2, 1, lowering down. We're doing a set of 10. So that was 1, 2. So these movements are fairly slow, but they're definitely controlled. That's 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Oh, there's a little bit of shaking going on in those legs. 9 and 10. Bring it down. Okay. Right, team. So far we've had that double leg extension, the twist crunch. You've had the hip ups and dying bugs. Let's do a quick stretch and then we'll change position for the next set of exercises. So let's go over onto hands and knees and we'll do a quick cat stretch. So again, just mobilizing the spine, stretching it up, and then allowing it to come down towards the floor. Just alternating between that spine flexion and extension. So flexing the spine as you stretch up into that cat stretch, and then extending as you drop the chest down towards the floor. One more stretch up, and then bring the spine into its neutral alignment, so in that tabletop position or in that box shape. So feel how the shoulders are level, feel how the hips are level. So if you're balancing a tray of drinks on your back, that tray would be level. There'd be no movement across the shoulders or across the hips. All right, so keeping that all very stable and still, let's see if we can extend one leg. So take your right leg, extend it, keeping the toes on the floor. Okay, so the hips are level, shoulders are level. That tray of drinks that you've got balanced on your back is still there. You've not tipped anything over. Keeping it still, lift that leg up to the horizontal. Okay, so you've extended that leg. Good. Okay, from there, can you do small leg lifts? So it's a small lower and a lift back up. Lower, lift back up. Lower and lift back up. As you do that, think about that movement coming from the hip. So the leg stays extended the whole time. Think about how the shoulders are still level. Hips are still level. See if you can isolate the glute. So it's the glutes on that side that are working. 3, 2, 1. Toes to the floor, bring the knee back in. Okay, so check your alignment. Shoulders level, hips level. Okay, we'll go with the other leg. Let's try and actively engage those abs then before we do this. So pulling the tummy in towards the spine. So that stability is going to come from those core muscles, isn't it? Lengthen the other leg, toes on the floor. Check that the hips and the shoulders are level. Lift up to the horizontal. Really lengthen that leg. So see if you can feel that work in the glutes. And then small leg lifts up and down. Okay. Right, so the trick here is to engage those abs. So engage tummy muscles. So that's going to stabilize the spine. But then to really work the glutes. So the abs are engaged so that the glutes can fire. And that's really what's happening when you're running. You've got those core muscles, those abdominal muscles stabilizing through the lower back and through that core area so that your glutes can fire strongly. You've got that flexibility through the hip flexor, so there's no restriction. 3, 2, 1. Pull the knee in, recheck your alignment. Right, we're going to do the same again. We're going to push out with the right leg this time, lift it to the horizontal, but hold it there. So lengthen that leg. Now left arm lifts up. So lengthen that left arm so you're into Superman position. Okay, can you hold that position? Now try and center that work into the abs. Lengthen through to the fingertips, lengthen through to the toes. Bring it back in, the other side. So left leg extends, lift up to the horizontal. Right arm lifts out, extend to the fingertips, extend through to the toes. Recheck your alignment, shoulders and hips level. Feel that tension through those abdominal muscles. Feel that work through the glutes. So it's your Superman position. Right, we're going to do another variation from this position. So bring it back in. We'll go back into the other side. So right leg extends, right leg lifts up. Left arm extends and lengthens. So you're back into Superman. But now we're going to do a knee tuck. So we're going to bring knee to opposite elbow and then push it right back out. Knee to opposite elbow, push it right back out. So we did these in the Zoom classes last time, didn't we? So familiar movement. So what we've got here is that extra squeeze in those tummy muscles. So those abdominals are doing the work to drive that knee up, to pull that elbow in, and then you're stretching right back out. As you stretch out though, I want you stretching right back out to that Superman position. So you're refinding that alignment. So the hips are level and the shoulders are level. Your spine is in neutral. You're just extending the arm and extending the leg. A couple more here. There's 1. There's 2. Stretch it out. Bring it back down. Okay. Recheck your alignment. Other side. Left leg extends. Lifts up to the horizontal. Right arm out. So there's your Superman position. So Superman, knee tucks. Knee to elbow. Stretch it out. So up till now, you should have had your spine in neutral the whole time. But as we do this knee tuck, there's a little bit of spine flexion, isn't there? So you're flexing a little bit through the spine, but then you're able to extend it right back out and go back into neutral spine. So Superman, knee tuck. Keep it going like that. 3, 2, and 1. Bring it back down and relax. Right, team, how are we doing? I can see, all I can see is some blank screens there. A little bit of a wave. Any waves there? Are you all still out there? Oh, there we go. We've got a hand waving. Very good. Right, we're not finished in this position. We're going to go down and do a plank. So we did a plank on Monday, didn't we? Today, we're going to hold the plank for 1 minute. Might be that 1 minute is too long. Might be that you need to do a different version. So your options are on the knees, on the toes, on the forearms, or on the hands. So choose a version which you think you can do. The spine is in neutral throughout, isn't it? And it's the abdominals that are taking the strain. I'm going to set a timer up for 1 minute. If you can manage 20 seconds, that's fine. If you can manage 30, 40, whatever it might be, see what you can do today. You've got 5 minutes to build that up. So set yourself up in your plank position. Make sure it's the abs that are taking the strain. And we're going in 3, 2, 1, away. Okay, so we're holding this plank position. Abs taking the strain. Spine in neutral. And we're here for 1 minute. Okay, I'll tell you when we get to 20 seconds. So again, like I said at the start, some of you might find this exercise very easy. 1 minute plank, no bother at all, 20 seconds in. Some of you might find this a really difficult exercise. It's really quite challenging. And 20 seconds might be what you got today. That's 30. And if this is one of the challenging ones for you, you have got 5 weeks to build up your confidence, build up your strength, so you can see a difference after the 5 weeks. 40 seconds in. Again, make sure it's the abs that are taking the strain. So they're doing the work. So pull the tummy in towards the spine, coming in to 50 seconds. Last 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and relax. Good stuff. Okay, how are we doing out there? Team. Oops. Right, last few minutes. So we've quickly gone through these exercises. I know I've gone through those quickly. What we're going to do is one very fast run through all of those ab exercises, and that will finish us off for this morning. I'll drop you an email with a note of these exercises. Let's go through them one last quick time. So back into our start positions. We were lying on our back. All right, get ready. We did double leg extension. So the focus was those muscles down the front, tummy pulled in towards the spine, head and shoulders came up, double leg extension or your version of it. 3, 2, 1, away we go. So we're back in here. Not timing this. I'm going to freestyle this with the timing. So you're in this until I say change. So we got that leg extension, haven't we? So an active stretch for the hamstrings, really good runner's exercise. And again, if you're struggling with getting the legs up to the vertical, hamstring flexibility, perhaps something that you need to work on for these 5 weeks. Head and shoulders are high, support the weight at the head if you need to. Focus that work into those core muscles. 5 more, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Place it back down, hips come up, hips are high. Hips high, halfway down, all the way up. Halfway down, all the way up. Bring the focus into those posterior muscles. Trying to find a position where that focus is in the glutes. So you might need to bring the heels in a little bit closer to you. You might need to bring the feet together. Lift up, hold it there. Lift up a little bit higher if you can. Hold it there for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hips down on the floor. Fingertips supporting the weight of the head. Twist crunches. Go. So this is your worker. This gets that burn into those abs. For 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Head and shoulders down, knees up, legs extended if you can, arms vertical, dying bugs, lower and lift back up, bring that control. So twist crunches were quick and punchy. This is slow and controlled, dying bugs. All right, Team Tyree, you have got this, haven't you? You are looking graceful as you do this movement, aren't you? Smooth, flowing movements. Just floating those arms and legs down and up. No restriction. Fluid movements. Lovely. 3, 2, 1. And bring it down. Roll it over very quickly into Superman position. So on the hands, on the knees, extend one side, lift it up to the horizontal. In Superman position, let's go into that knee tuck. So knee to elbow. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Switch over onto the other side. Arm and leg extends, lengthen. You're in Superman position. Knee tuck. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Down for plank. So into plank position, holding it there. This to finish the workout. Right, so into plank position. So hopefully there in all of those ab exercises, you found a few that were challenging to you. Hopefully you found some that you really did find manageable. And if it's highlighted any particular areas that you need to work on, let's do it. You've got 5 weeks to really focus on those areas. Still in plank position, aren't we? Holding this there, 10 seconds left. This to finish the workout for this Wednesday morning. Last 5 seconds. 4, 3, 2, 1, and relax. Right, team, good job. How are we doing? It has just gone 9:30, so that is you finished for Wednesday morning. That is your base power workout done, and I will see you on Friday morning. Okay, team, come back into the room. There you will.